YouTube? Mike here again. Today we have a special video for you guys. They just dropped the end of an era Sergio Ramos, and it's actually a player pick item. So there's two different options that you can get. You can only get one. There's a center back and there's a right back. The center back's 98, the right back's 96. We're going to take a look at this video. We're going to compare the two, look at the stats in depth, talk a little bit about what this card looks like in game, and make some recommendations on how you can fit him into a team. Now, I will warn you, this is a really expensive card for a defender. If you're not using players that are in your squad, like fodder or untradeable items, and you're just building it from the transfer market, it's going to cost you well over $1 million, probably 1.1, 1.2 million based on the prices of cards right now. So it's an expensive card, but it looks insane. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to take a in-depth breakdown of the brand new end of an era Sergio Ramos. So they just released this SBC today. We're going to take first a little look at his stats and some of his attributes, player bio, and do a comparison of the center back version to the right back version. So starting with the center back version, high attacking work rate, medium defensive work rate, seems pretty common for most good defensive players this year. A little bit more uncommon for a center back, but it's kind of understandable with him, especially like when you think about Ramos. He scored so many big goals, and he, just the way that the dominance that Real Madrid has had over the past few years, just the ability to get forward and play with the ball and also just be a menace in the box. You can understand that a high attacking work rate. He's 3-3, so in terms of attacking, that's not ideal. He's going to be hard to use. I would say outside of like a center defensive mid, or a center back role. I really am not a big fan of using 3-star skill move fullbacks unless you absolutely have to. Prefer 4 or 5 stars because they can be really useful overlapping and getting into the box and helping create space and get in behind defenses, especially players that sort of the meta formations in the current FIFA that I think the fullbacks getting forward can be really helpful to counteract those. So both cards have the 3-3. As you can see, right back version 3-3 high medium. Obviously they're the same height, same foot, so their base stats are the same. Different dynamic image. The 96 is slightly slower, but we'll get into the stats here in a second. So, well, actually, let's do it right now. Okay, guys, so taking a look at the stats, we're going to start with the center back, and then we're going to look at the right back version. So 98 overall. This is a crazy card. Makes sense. I mean, at the time of this video, it's the end of June, almost July. And the price of this card is not cheap. It's one of the more expensive defensive SBCs they've done. Not taking any fodder players you have in your club out of account. If you're just buying the players to make these SBCs, it's gonna cost you well over $1 million, probably 1.1, 1.2, just to craft this card from scratch. So we'll start with the speed. So 90 pace on the base card. That's, in my opinion, obviously it's fast, but it's not fast enough that you can get away without using a speed boost. Normally, you would say, okay, give him Shadow, but we'll take a look at his stats, and you can see his defending is pretty much maxed out. 99, 99, 95, 98, 99. So he doesn't really need Shadow. He doesn't need much. His shooting is great for a defender. His passing is amazing for a defender, and Catalyst won't boost his vision. It will boost his free kicks and his curve. If you need somebody that in your club to take your free kicks, giving him Catalyst might be a good idea. However, I wouldn't have him take your corner kicks because he's going to be a menace in the air with 99 jumping, 99 heading accuracy, and we'll take a look at his traits in a second. But as a hint, he has power header, so he'll probably be a target for corners. So you don't want him taking your corners, but other free kicks that, you know, in situations where you'll be shooting, he could do that with Catalyst in a pinch. For me, honestly, it's either between giving him Catalyst or Hunter. His stats are so good that he doesn't need any defensive boost. Unfortunately, Catalyst won't boost his vision, so there's not a huge benefit to that if he's not if he's not taking your free kick. So I'd probably give him Hunter, to be honest. That's how good his stats are. Taking a look at his traits, he does have the power header trait, which is huge for scoring goals on corner kicks. In addition to the 99 jumping, the 99 heading accuracy, I have a feeling this card is going to be a menace in the box. He's got the leadership trait, dives into tackles, which a lot of people swear by is a great off the ball auto block animation trait that is actually helpful on defense. A lot of the AI traits aren't that helpful, but a lot of people really like the dives into tackles. So long passer, team player, leadership. The biggest one I would say is power hitter by far, and then, you know, if you believe that the dives into tackle thing, then that's a good one as well. Looking at the right back version, he is a little bit faster, but he's not fast enough. Well, he is, but I'd still, you don't need to give him Hunter, but you still probably want to give this card Anchor, because if we look at his defensive stats, they're not as insane, which the overall is a 96, so it's 2 points lower than the 98 center back. But the right back version, you probably want to give him Anchor to boost that strength, boost those defensive stats to where they're near max, and boost that speed to where it's near max. And then you're going to have an absolutely insane player at right back in a defensive stance. Now, his attacking stats are great, but at the end of the day, he's 3-3, so he's not going to be able to create a ton of space for himself as a right back. I definitely recommend this card either if you play at 3 at the back or 5 at the back, or you're going to play him as one of your 2 center backs. I don't know if it's worth 1.2 mil for a right back. I mean, honestly, you might just be better off with like Sergio Dest or something like that with a 4-4 that can get forward, if you're talking about Spanish league players. Crossing is okay, 86. You know, it's nothing amazing, but obviously the short passing, long passing is still amazing. Vision is much better on this base card than the 98. You know, it's a 6-point increase. Agility is great. Reactions, composure, huge, I think, for defenders, and both cards have that maxed out. Attacking stats are a little bit worse on the right back version. His finishing's a little bit lower. I think the positioning's a little bit lower. Yeah, attack positioning's a lot lower. Again, you know, I think the biggest threat he's going to be is on either penalty taker or free kick taker, and then also attacking corners, not as your corner kick taker. But he has the same traits, I believe. Yeah, power header, team player, leadership, dives into tackles, long passer. So the same traits. Personally, I think that the center back version is the only way that this card would be worth it. In addition to that, I'll say this. I wouldn't do this SBC because of the price. I'm probably not going to do it because he doesn't fit into my team. I have primarily, like, right now I have a lot of French players for this upcoming weekend league. But primarily I have kind of a blend of France and Germany, Bundesliga and Ligue 1. And so he just doesn't fit my team. If you have Militao, who is going to be crazy, especially if Brazil win the Copa America, or if you did the Courtois SBC for that team of the season, Courtois, or if you have both, Ramos is going to be a perfect fit. That's you know, that's going to be a great green little triangle. If you did the Marcelo SBC, I mean, that's an insane defensive lineup to have that Marcelo, Militao, Ramos, and Courtois. That would be like a crazy little trifecta there, or quadruple, I guess, quartet, or whatever you would call it. So yeah, that would be a crazy I would recommend if you have the players in your club to maybe give it a run. I think he's going to be probably the best defender in the game for the rest of the game in terms of a pure center back defensively, and then that threat on corner kicks. But if not, it is a big investment. You're you're over half the way to that Maradona SBC if you wanted to do that, and then I'm sure they're going to drop other SBCs as the summer stars come out and over the next few days. So yeah, we'll take a quick look at his in-game player model. All right, guys, quick look at his in-game player model for Sergio Ramos. As you can see, this player does have a face scan, high level of detail. He's got the pretty well grown out beard, as he's been accustomed to. You're probably familiar with him wearing for the past few years. He does have the behind the ear tattoo, so highly detailed skin fully around his head and his neck. We've got the neck tat. A little bit of a better view of that. Little bitty man bun in the back. The headband with some stray hairs. High level of detail. He does wear the long sleeve outfit. He's got the cosmetic item. He looks like he's got rings on both fingers, or both hands, I should say. No leg tattoos, but he does have a unique body type. So this was a full player scan. If that's something that you're into in terms of having unique body types and in-game faces for those celebrations, and just to have that extra little bit of authenticity, you're going to get it with this card. Scan of him moving. I just took a few dribbles here, some big touches so you can see him sprinting. So there you go. He's got, as you can see, it is a unique body type, but he does have some thickness, stockiness to him, so which can be good for a defender, for bodying people off the ball, for getting position on corner kicks. But yeah, that's a look at his player model.